welcome back to Wake and Jake. Thank you guys. Pre-recorded, not live, something we may be messing around with a little bit. We'll see some funky schedules and messing with the YouTube algorithm a little bit. I'll let you guys know. We might break up the show on YouTube a little bit. It's a tough YouTube click for 55 minutes. We'll still do the podcast normally, and it'll still basically be the podcast, but it'll be more featured. I don't know if that's the right word at all. Who cares? Let's talk some baseball. Second half of the show, we're going to talk football, if we're going to break that down even more. Baseball, I think the things that need to be talked about, Aaron Judge, 56 and 57 last night. Unreal. The Dodgers clinch and pop bottles. Unreal in its own way, because it's September 14th in a season that's running a week longer. So pretty crazy what they're doing. What was the other? Oh, the other thing that I just talked about. Ian Happ was in office with us. I was helping him out with the compound. Make sure you go check that out. But also, he homered off DeGrom last night, so that's cool. And, I don't know, some behind the scenes, Ian Happ, because he's actually an awesome dude. So, we'll do some baseball, and then we'll do a little weekend NFL preview, and maybe a little college football, too, because that's, I like mapping out the weekend sometimes. A little family party this weekend. Also, a wedding. My cousin Dean. Excited for that. So, go home, see some good people. And when I see my good people in my family and stuff like that, I feel like I'm getting better help, which this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Man, the mental aspect of sports and just off the field in everyday life, if you're not right mentally, and you probably know by this point, you felt it, you're not right. And BetterHelp may be the place for you. Therapy is the best way to stay in peak mental shape, and you need to take care of it. So, if you're thinking about giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. Get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey. So, you fill out the survey, they're going to try to match you with the right person. And then most importantly, I was talking to my friend Sammy about this last week. You can switch therapists at any time, because if you don't feel comfortable talking about your therapist, then you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. So when you feel ready to be at the top of your mental game, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/Jake today to get 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com/Jake. That's my name. How about it? All right. Let's start with Judge, because it should start with Judge. I was getting emotional last night. The Yes Network is funny how they're covering it, because I was going back to 98. So yeah, BBD, you don't have much homer race, right? Have people even scared? Well, I guess Bonds in 2000.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, you're 4.
I was 3, 4.
That's tough. That's a tough time to get into baseball.
Stanton a couple years ago is the only.
Okay, Stanton hits 59.
Yeah.
But I guess he never was even real because he went so nuts that September.
He
right?
wasn't
like
ever
he just
fully on pace till the very
Yeah, he
end.
never chased it until the end because he went nuts.
He went nuts and it was like, last couple weeks, like, this is
and
in
I
play
guess
for him.
Because he was never really in play for 61, he was never even close to Bonds, and the Marlins were out of it. So it wasn't a thing, really. It was just like, whoa, he's good.
Yeah. It was just kind of normal. Whoa, that guy's having a good year stuff.
So if you don't know, Aaron Judge homers twice last night against the Boston Red Sox. Full display of Aaron Judge. He doesn't fully connect on the one he pulls, and he drives it past the light tower, like midway up. He hits one the opposite field into the Red Sox bullpen, which at Fenway Park, a lot of right-handed hitters can't just really do that. 56 and 57 for Aaron Judge. Like I mentioned, September 13th, we're playing games till October 5th. It's looking like he's going to beat 61. The couple things in play here, right? The biggest one is that there's another home run record in the books, 73. Judgy with some good quotes on that, which I thought was interesting. He could He could have easily fed into the Yankees fan base, but he did not. He said that that's the home run record. He said that Bonds is the home run record because that's what they have in the book. A couple things here. Judge is very media trained. I wonder if he's even been MLB trained on this one to say that. Like, I don't know. Because if you're Yankees Judge, I think you feed the beast. And, you know, the Maris family is pretty loud that 61's still the record and things like that. And Maris was a Yankee. Like, it's very easy. It feels like the easy answer would be to be like, well, 61. I guess in a way Bonds is the easy answer because it also takes the pressure off and it's in the book. I don't know.
I think Kay on the broadcast last night alluded to maybe that's his best way to just keep the pressure off him. Not that, and he was also part of the whole speech about, well, he bet on himself. I don't think he needs to take any pressure off.
Right.
He thrives in that.
Yeah.
But he does have the easy lane that he didn't use of being like, well, it's still like the Yankee record and the AL record. And
right. There's still a lot of cool stuff here. There's still a lot of cool stuff here. And Jimmy's been big on it that, you know, how important this is for Aaron Judge going forward. Like, if you're the home run champ, like, that stays with you forever, like, promotionally, money-wise. I think Steph Curry just got $1 billion lifetime contract from Under Armour. Like, you know, when you're the home run champ, stuff like that starts to happen. And this is before Judge hits free agency and all that stuff that you already know. So it's incredible. Start watching. You know, I know MLB TV, I think they gave college kids full access the rest of the way. Watch every Judge at bat the rest of the way. It's history. I was telling BBD before this, I was thinking about it last night. I think I'm going to buy tickets to most Yankee games I can go to the rest of the way. There's a couple record days I can't. There's a couple weddings and stuff I can't. But, I mean, Judge hit 2 home runs last night. He's hitting a home run, more than a home run every 2 games for the last 2 months. That's how dialed this guy is. So they have one with the Red Sox. They head to Milwaukee this weekend. If he hits 2 homers in the next 4 games, which he's been doing, he's going to be at 59 coming to the stadium.
He's going to be like fully expected to get 61 on that homestand.
We're talking 60, 61. So it's crazy. I mean, if there's a selfish part of me, which there absolutely is, nice, Jake. We admitted it. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't homer against the Brewers because they come, or if he does, he hits like 1 because they come home. They've got 2 versus Pittsburgh, like that Tuesday night game. I think I'm trying to do that. I think we're doing a Talking to You Extreme the 21st.
Oh, like that, yes.
Yeah, like a Yes Network one. So whatever. That is what it is.
Not a bad place to be for it if it happens.
Right. There's a lot of funk going on here. I think, you know, we've got a Sunday record day against Boston. That's an ESPN game. There's a Friday Apple Red Sox game. I think I'm supposed to be at a wedding. So a lot of balls in play here. They also head to Toronto, which would be super interesting, September 26th through the 28th. Because let's be honest, people, this is a business a little bit, and the Yankees might be out of it. I don't know. If Judge is sitting at 61 or 60 in Toronto, there could be funny business. I don't know. Think about the business side of this, and it's a video that lives forever. So then you'd have 3 games against Baltimore before they finish at Texas. I don't know. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaos. Good for Aaron Judge. And the funny thing with the Yes Network, one, appreciate Michael Kay. Michael Kay keeps trying to tell everyone, like, everyone kind of start going crazy. This is a moment. This is happening. Like, we need to appreciate this and go nuts. Part of the reason we're not is Judge is on pace to beat this easily. Like, it's not like he's a homer behind or he's on pace for 66 now.
He doesn't need like a big run to get
no.
There. Like after last night, I'm like, oh, now I expect it to happen.
Right. Like I'm here talking about it like this is probably going to happen. Buy tickets. Like, it's not like, whoa, we're going to be up against it. Judge would have to get hot. Like, and that's part of the reason I feel like there's not as much hub as I think true baseball purists would expect. I think even in these high 50s, the hubbub has picked up incrementally. Like when Judge gets to 60, the sports world will go insane. But the fact that we're even saying it's going to do that is Looney Tunes. So Kay, every time Judge hits a homer, he's like, kind of like, wake up, people. This is historic. Jack Curry in the postgame was like, it's funny that Judge is so stoic and just on a pace to beat it that we're like, ho-hum, 57. Like, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So if you're not appreciate it more. And yeah, the timeline is starting to get really interesting with where Judge could potentially land or where he could potentially do it. So almost, if you're a sports fan, adjust your calendars accordingly, because that was what I was doing last night. Like, you know, Michael Kay, when he tells a story about covering the Yankees, he says, back in 96 when I was covering the team, he talks about the 96 Yankees that way, or when they first called up Derek Jeter. Like, not to get a little emotional on our end, but we're going to be talking about, we were covering Aaron Judge breaking the home run record. Like, as fans and now as like a job, like, we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about how we were doing a Yes Network stream, or I was at the game, or, you know, when we podcasted after. Like, that podcast is going to be famous.
That's going to be a big one.
Like, Aaron Judge breaks the home run record. Again, it used to be the number one record in sports. Like, most NBA points, it's whatever.
It's cool.
It's cool. Like,
For
most,
like the guy.
like, highest points per game in a season, if you ask anyone, I don't think anyone really cares. Do you know it? I don't know it.
No.
I mean,
like
it's probably like
baseball's the only one that
probably like
really
Wilt
has
or some shit. I don't know. NFL, like, most passing yards, like most passing touchdowns in a season was a thing, but
I
also
think that's the only one that's kind of been there, and then it got broken like a bunch of times
in recent
a row,
years.
so.
And like Brady and Breeze, I think they were going toe to toe. Joe's McFly's in my peripheral, which I always love.
So it kind of went away.
The home run record was the one. It's what saved baseball. Sosa, McGuire, home run chase. And I think Aaron Judge is going to have what's going to be respected as the home run record. The other thing everyone keeps pointing to, which is important, kind of is, kind of isn't. It's going to be an important tidbit as we get old, that nobody's close.
Yeah, he's 20 ahead of Schwarber as the next guy on the leaderboard.
And then Trout is now second place in the AL because he just had his 7-in-a-row streak. He might not break 40. Like, Aaron Judge could hit 64 home runs, and your number 2 in the AL could be at like 41 or 39. Do you know how nuts that is? So that's an anecdote that's going to be dropped a lot.
The other one, which kind of got said on the broadcast, I think for the first time yesterday, as in the context of this pursuit, it's like it's a year where the offense is down a lot.
Right.
The juiced balls aren't a factor here. Like, offense is way down.
No funny
still.
business. Yeah,
Like,
pitching's
better
much
than it was at the beginning of the year, but
yeah, you're seeing more pitchers a game. Like, they showed, I think they said Babe Ruth saw like 68 pitchers the year he hit 60. And I think Judge has seen like 200 and something this year. Like, there's a lot of crazy twists to this. What Aaron Judge is doing, insane.
Getting ahead to future years. I mean, this is like next year shifts are out.
Right.
Like, Judge, not that it affects the homers, but he gets shifted.
Could affect the Triple Crown, which he is now chasing. I think he's second or third in batting average. So if it's a Triple Crown, home run derby, these are life-changing things for big Aaron Judge. And you need to start watching if you're not. Most of you, if you're watching Wake and Jake, you're a sports nut, which I love. And you probably are. But, like, actually get in tune. And then a couple other things. I mentioned the us covering it part. BBD, I know this is going to strike a chord with you. If Judge does it, which he's going to, we're going to get a Sterling call.
Yeah. Is he
83, 84?
Yeah, and he stopped doing the road games.
Right, he went to this one.
He goes to Boston. He goes to Baltimore. And those are the only two road stadiums he's doing right now.
Could reach that Toronto series, but either way, like, John Sterling, like, think about what I just said. Like, pretty cool that we're going to be able to say, like, hey, we were covering the Yankees then, and Judge did it. John Sterling's covered the Yankees for 170 years, and now he gets to be a part of this. Like, I'm excited for him. The Yankees are playing better baseball. They're getting guys healthy. That's exciting.
We're able to focus kind of fully on that now.
Picture Aaron Judge's playoff at-bats as the guy who just broke the home run record. Crazy pressure both ways. If you're the pitcher pitching to him, if you're Judge hitting. It's just an incredible storyline. It's one of the coolest things you can do or be about in sports. Judge is about it, and it's incredible. So make sure you're watching, and if you're kind of in the New York area, at least line up a game or two to be in the building. Even if he hits 59 or he hits 60 or if he hits 63, you're going to tell that your whole life. Like, I saw him hit 55. That was the doubleheader day, the day past A-Rod, as you all know.
Prestigious record.
As you all know. So that was cool. Yanks had a cool comeback win against Boston. They're starting to win some games again. They've got guys healthy. Glaber's playing well.
Another, while we're still on the Yankees, which I think we'll be wrapping up that part of the conversation soon. Another record on the table. I think Cole is now 20 away from the Yankee single-season strikeout record.
Okay.
With at least 4 starts left from him, I think, the way they would finagle it. So,
okay.
Like, he's going to get there.
Let's go, that's Garrett.
Cool. So just another one to monitor.
Garrett kind of struggles at Fenway again. That's a interesting thing for future years. Won't matter the rest of this year as Boston won't be at the dance. Judge Ohtani debates are incredible. You could go back and forth all day. I did my Star Wars meme last night of the, Ohtani must have a higher WAR, right? Because he's 2 players. Well, Judge currently does. And his weighted run created plus is 203, which is technically like 2 players. So those conversations are going to drag out and become incredible. I don't know what you do with him. I don't know the right answer. I've gone full heel. I'm rooting for co-MVPs because, A, I think the marketing and branding of that is huge. And by the way, Derek Jeter, we had Jeter night and was baseball's last kind of like international superstar. I mean, there's obviously like Ichiro arguments and all that. Derek Jeter was massive. Yankee shortstop, dynasty, blah, blah, blah. Pre-internet, which almost made him a bigger star, if you know what I mean. Like, stars were rarer. If Ohtani and Judge get shared MVP, guess what? We have 2 international baseball stars. IMO. Ohtani technically already is. I think Judge is going to become it. I met 3 people from London that came to Derek Jeter Day at the stadium. Think about that. Really. Like, Judge and Ohtani, if they get co-MVPs, I think they're united forever, and I think they're superstars, and I think that would be good for the sport. I know there's a heel to it. I know we're America. We hate ties. It would be incredible for baseball. Dodgers clinch. Honestly, there's not much there. They are a super team. What they're doing and where they land, wins and losses wise, they're going to have a shot at 116, which would be the best regular season all time. A lot of teams, those Mariners don't get quoted on that a lot because they didn't win the World Series, and that's what we care about. Again, America. The Dodgers may be chasing that. We'll see where they land. I think it's going to be 110 plus, which, again, is insane. You don't see that a lot on a baseball field. They will get judged in October. But if they do, I think a team that does get called out, the 18 Yankees, I think their combined win total is the most all-time. 1998 Yankees total wins. They won 114 in the regular season. And then
like 125, like if you're adding the playoff wins.
Right. Plus playoffs. So it's 4, 4, and 3 is 11. 11 plus 114, 123. Math guy.
125.
Nailed it. All over it. Subtraction's tricky. I think 125, I believe, is the most like total wins by a team in a season. I bet the Dodgers could come up close to that. So super interested to see. Maybe 114 is the number they're really chasing with the 116. They popped bottles last night. They traveled and they had fun recently. They're killing it. Ian Happ was just in our office. I did compound with him. A little emergency pinch hitter, not a big deal. That's what I do. Ian Happ is awesome. He was chilling, cracking some jokes. He was heading to the MLB headquarters after this, so making all the stops. John Boy Media, MLB headquarters. He homered off DeGrom last night. That's insane. All of us loser baseball people were looking at each other laughing. He was also laughing that my sweet Jess, I don't know if I mentioned it on here. I think I did. Ryan Mountcastle's fiance was on her bachelor party, and her and Jess linked up, and Ian Happ had the funny realization that they probably had a conversation that was like, oh, my fiance plays baseball. Does yours? No. He kind of talks about it, and he makes weird home run videos. Luca Ponzatanzi. Jess didn't say that. She didn't know that video was coming. Really good timing for the Judge 2-homer day, though, if you were one that saw that. Happer's the best. Talk about a guy that, if he does what he did this year, next year, Trevor Plouffe calls him 9-figure Hap. A guy that's really connected to media, sports, and golf. I don't know if that's in coffee. He's got his hands in a bunch of different things, from coffee to rum to golf to, he was all jazzed up. He's like, we need a Formula One guy. He's like, I'll be a part of the show. Like, all right, well, we'll look around. But Happer's great. He came through the office this morning and was good vibes. I think that's fair. So, I don't think there's anything else from the baseball realm I really need to talk about. Go check out the compound with myself and Ian, as the boys had a good time. Twins lost a combined no-hit bid in the 9th. They pulled Joe Ryan. People don't really know what to do with that sometimes. It's fine. Trout had a chance to tie the all-time consecutive games with a home run. It's 8. There's 3 guys that have it. He came up 1 short. And I think it's funny that 3 guys have 8 and no one's done it. That's a really fun baseball quirk for me. Don't really know why. And yeah, Ian Happ homered after DeGrom last night, and then he came in the office and recorded a podcast with us. So pretty ridiculous and cool stuff. All right. I think that's going to bring us to the football. So if you're on the YouTube, this video might end right now.